Do you constantly feel like you're drained of your energy, have too many things going on and can't seem to keep up, have trouble communicating or even knowing what your needs are? You are not alone. You are suffering from energetic overwhelm. Well, today in this video, I'm going to share with you some simple tips to reground back into yourself, to your spirit, and your body so that you can defeat energetic overwhelm, communicate and connect with ease, and anchor back into your spirit so you can feel connected and be in the flow. Energetic overwhelm. I see it as a huge roadblock to accessing our intuition, directly communicating our needs, or even knowing what our needs are. When we are energetically overwhelmed, it disconnects us from our bodies, gets us stuck in our heads and away from the present moment, where we end up feeling like we are kind of crushed under the wave of life instead of being able to go with the flow. So today, like I said, I'm going to share with you some strategies to recognize overwhelm, have some grounded tools to come back to center so that you end up not getting caught in the undertow and actually can be grounded in yourself and in your spirit. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. If you are new here, hi, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Don't forget to hit subscribe, leave me a comment. And because I release videos every single week, and with a bunch of housekeeping, one thing that I'm very excited to announce is Wednesday, I believe it's September 13th, I'm going to be teaching a free workshop on connecting to your intuition and helping you really have a direct experience with your spirit, your guides, so you can get guidance right now. So check out the information, links below, sign up. I would love to see you. If you can't make it live, I'll be sending a replay. So come to the workshop, follow your intuition, follow your spirit. So, all right, now that we've done housekeeping, let's get into energetic overwhelm. Now, the reason why this video is so important is, first, I can often suffer from energetic overwhelm. When I find myself overwhelmed, the first thing that I notice is that my butt cheeks clench, my whole body clenches, I get out of my body, I get into overthinking, I end up being a lot more critical or end up in fight, flight, freeze. I work with people mentoring, doing readings, and I find that energetic overwhelm is something that happens a lot. And when we get energetically overwhelmed, the first thing that we do is go to our heads. And what I call your ego intellect, that is the part that likes to organize the world around us, that likes to pull from the past to project in the future, tries to combat overwhelm by trying to figure it out. Now, when we're in the space of figuring it out, we are here and we are far away from our heart center. We're far away from feeling grounded. We're far away from feeling safe. And what we do often is try and strategize. So the very first thing that we have to recognize when we're in energetic overwhelm is tool number one, pay attention to your body. Your body is a vibrational being, and it picks up on your intuition. It picks up on what's going on below the surface far before your conscious mind catches up. Now, when we are paying attention to our bodies, you'll first notice often big signs that you're in energetic overwhelm. Your jaw is clenched, your butt cheeks are tight, your shoulders are squeezed, and you just feel like you are braced for the world. You're braced for everything. And when we are squeezed, when we're in this space of we squeeze our spirit out of our bodies. We squeeze all of that space, all of that right out of the present moment. And our mind, our little ego intellect, ends up being like a little rotisserie chicken on a spit. And you can tell when you're in overwhelm because often that's when our heads talk a lot. And in talking, our imagination gets hijacked. We end up trying to think of every single scenario. So for example, today I had a client that I spoke with who was at a decision point in her relationship. Her spirit and intuition knew that this was no longer a relationship that served her. And her mind got very overwhelmed about learning how to navigate out of a breakup. So she was like, she called me for a reading. She's like, Sonia, I'm not sure whether or not I should be in this relationship. And first, we have our sovereignty. It is not my place to tell you or take away anybody's power or decision, but it was more of a mirror. Her own intuition knew that this relationship no longer served her. And she was like, I know this to be true. But the moment that I try and think of anything else, all of a sudden my head gets totally spun. I get all over the place, and then I get stuck and don't do anything. This is a big sign of energetic overwhelm. When we are in overwhelm, we try and figure every single piece out. And then we end up not making a decision at all, which puts our little spins our little wheels. So the first thing, like I said, coming back to our bodies, coming back to the present moment, which is so simple, is even just take a breath. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, imagine like you're breathing up through your feet, and exhaling, you're exhaling 10 birthday candles. And my favorite tool, and if you've been here, you know this one, putting one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, closing your eyes and bringing your attention inward to your spirit. What's interesting when we do this and we really start to connect to our physical container, the chatter starts to quiet. We come back to the present moment and things start to simplify. When we start to simplify things, instead of trying to think of every single scenario of what might happen, then we can ask our intuition and ourselves something clear. What is the next step? When we can get organized on the earth plane, this is where our ego intellect is actually in service to our spirit. When we can come up with what is the next thing to do. We don't have to take, as my Nana would say, take your cup to the river. You don't have to take on the whole river. What is the next grounded step? And for her, the grounded step was to make a decision about her relationship, which, I'm not sure what exactly she's deciding to do, but in making a decision, that's where things start to organize. So first, grounding into your body. 2, taking a breath. Using that attention inward to ask your spirit and your intuition, what is the next step? And then making a decision. When we start to make simple decisions, that helps us to move the energy from up here to down here to the earth plane. Another tool that's really important in recognizing overwhelm is when our spirit is squeezed, when we are tight, when we take that breath, is also to give ourselves permission to have a time out. I find often that when I am overwhelmed, sometimes energetically in conversations with people, maybe I'm talking about something that's difficult, something that can feel overwhelming, paying attention to the signals in your body, noticing maybe that tensing, that jaw, that squeeze, say, okay, I need a pause. And often, a very simple tool is put a timer on your phone for 3 to 5 minutes. And afterwards, you can circle back and say, I need a timeout, but I'm going to come back to this in a few minutes. When we can take that time out and take a moment to re-regulate our nervous system, hand on your heart, hand on your belly, move the energy, play some music. There are lots of ways that we can start to re-regulate and take things one tiny step at a time. The more that we are aware of these cues and signals, the more that we can work with sovereignty and ease. Third tool that's super important in battling energetic overwhelm is to have good boundaries. Boundaries are ways that we can protect our energy. And where we can tell where boundaries are is, again, pay attention to the subtle cues of your body. Am I showing up and giving in a clear heart space? When we can have boundaries, these are not walls. These are decisions rooted in self-love that allow us to protect our energy and feel safe. So often too, with clients that I see, we often, empath sensitives, we feel a lot into the energy of other people's. And before taking a moment to check in with ourselves, what is our true yes and our true no, we can reflexively say yes. So when we can take a moment and say, okay, hold on, I need to pause. Let me check in. We can circle back. I'll give you a call if somebody's asking you to do something. Or, I'll circle back. I need a minute. Let me sleep on it. You can give yourself the spaciousness that gives you the space to check in with what is true for you for now. That helps to eliminate overwhelm and helps us to organize. Most importantly, what we really need to do is to take care of our spirit. Now, in order to take care of your spirit, we have to first know what feeds your spirit. What is it that you love? What anchors you into the present moment? What gives you spaciousness? This can be something as simple as eating healthy foods, moving your energy, because we are energetic beings. And if we don't move our energy, we become energetic landfills. So moving your body, moving the physical energy, journaling, this can also help us organize. The better and the more that we feed our spirit, the more that we can be aware of its subtle impulse when it's speaking to us instead of getting caught into our heads. Now, one of my other favorite tools when I am feeling overwhelmed is to go spend time in nature. And we can plug into something that is bigger than ourselves, bigger than what it is, our problems. It recharges our energy, realigns us. So going for a walk in nature, going for a walk around the block, going even and spending some green space. This past week, I was feeling really overwhelmed and it was super hot and super rainy here. So I live in New Orleans. I ended up actually taking my car and driving way out into the swamp. And even the greenery alone was so wonderful to help to reset and recharge. I even pulled my car over, threw on some bug spray. And even though I ended up feeling like I had just come out of a shower, it was like a cleansing auric soul bath. So you can always go back to home number one, nature, as a way to help ground and root you. Now, as we always know, meditation can also be a very powerful practice in helping us be aware and giving us a sip, an iota of space. When we are overwhelmed, we often feel like we don't have choice, that we don't have decision, that we get caught in that rotisserie chicken little spit of chatter. So meditation gives us a moment to pause and notice who is doing the talking. Your ego talks a lot. It's like we said, it will chatter, pulls from the past, projects into the future, and likes to believe that what it knows is all there is to know. So even having an awareness practice that allows us to even recognize, hey, I am overwhelmed and I am going to be my own best friend and put grounded practices into place so that I can come back to the present moment and make decisions centered in myself and in my spirit. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I gave you tons of tools, lots of different information. Like I said, check in with your body, check in with your spirit, check in with your intuition, take a pause, set boundaries, go into nature, and you can just take one of these tools and it will be a game changer. My favorite, my go-to is the timeout. I often need timeouts because it helps me to recalibrate so that I don't get into here, as we call it, the bad neighborhood. So if you liked this video, or if you have a tool, what do you use to battle overwhelm? Leave me a comment below. I absolutely love to hear from you. And most importantly, come to my workshop, September 13th. I cannot wait to see you there. It's going to be free. I'll send you the replay. And if you'd like to work with me, don't forget that I do soul readings and mentoring. You could head to my site, soniatully.com, to learn more. And follow me on Instagram, all the things. But I absolutely love to hear from you. So I'm sending you all my love. Hope you have a beautiful day. And remember, if you're overwhelmed, all you need to do is take a breath. Bye.